telling tales about the music we grew up with so we can share it with you. The artists we saw, the music we bought, the way you can't do anymore. Music from the 70s onwards. So crank it up, let's set the tone. It's more than music, it's the life we own. Take it away, Fat Man.
Thank you, Toto, for that fantastic introduction to our show. Welcome, everybody, to Mick and the Fat Man, Series 5, Episode number 9. G'day, Mick. Happy rock roll to you, sir. And how are you travelling?
Mate, I was travelling just fine until you played that. Yeah. And I think it's just proof of what Joe Walsh says. AI is not a threat to real music. I can't imagine that song trashing a hotel room.
No, look, it's unlikely to, but gee, it's got a great feel to it, hasn't it? Just say yes.
Yes, dear.
So, let us move on, because I feel that's got to stay there. I don't really want to change it. I feel it's got a good thumping bass and thumping drums and guitar. And great vocals.
Well, certainly thumping. It's given me a headache.
Yeah, that's something. That's something thumping.
That's thumping.
All right, Mick. Over there in the corner is the Glowbite travel bag, the pink Glowbite travel bag, as purchased from Melbourne Airport, with the luxurious interior. Once again, it is bursting at the seams, which I'm very excited by. Can you tell us what is hidden inside this product?
Get the one on the left first.
Hold on. I'm just trying to get to it because I've forgotten. Hold on. Now, let's just get it open.
Did you get the one on the bottom?
Hold on. Get it. There. Is that one okay?
Yeah. It's not opening. You still got one more somewhere.
Hold on. There.
Yep.
Get that one at the back there, too.
Yep, got it. Yep. Oh, look.
Hold on. Now you're off.
Oh, look. Oh, I know what this episode is. Yeah, this is a fun one.
What is it?
Oh, there's a myth that success brings popularity.
Oh.
Well, look at you. You know how popular you are now that you're a success with a world-rated podcast and everything.
Yep. And I'm certainly not popular.
Oh.
Or maybe I'm popular but not successful. Maybe I'm neither. I'm more than likely neither.
An unpopular failure.
It's the story.
Well,
it's the story of my life.
Yeah, thank you, Split Ends.
What's it about?
Sorry, you threw me off with the Split Ends reference there. Look, that's not always true. That success doesn't always bring popularity. You know, even the most successful bands can become a target, believe it or not, for derision and spite.
Oh.
Sometimes because of the things they do, sometimes for no discernible reason at all other than they're awful. In Australia, we call that the tall poppy syndrome.
Yep.
When you're successful, people look for reasons to bring you down. Bring me down, man.
Man.
Today we're going to look at criticisms of a bunch of artists who, for one reason or other, some people hate. Are the criticisms fair? You can be the judge.
Okay. Can I just me be the judge?
No. I think our listeners can be the judge.
Oh, sorry. I thought I had to be the judge.
That was an inclusive sort of thing.
Okay.
I say you be the judge, and I'm not just talking to you.
Because we
wouldn't need microphones and crap like that if it was just you, would it?
And we could just sit in the lounge room and do this.
We could, yeah. A couple of beers would be right.
Happy days. Well, that sounds very interesting, Mick. But however, we do have some work that needs to be done before we get to that fascinating thing. And I think we might have to do a bit of...
Rock and roll heaven just keeps getting better as our artists are passing away. But we remember then here with words of good cheer and a love that will not fade away as we knock on heaven's door.
David Lynn Thomas. Born June 14th, 1953, died April 23, 2025. American singer, songwriter and musician based in the UK. He was one of the founding members of the short-lived proto-punk band Rocket from the Tombs, and of the post-punk group Per Ubu. Per Ubu?
Ubu.
Ubu.
Yep.
Or Perry Ubu.
If you like.
One of my least favourite groups. However, I feel that most people who think it's good have got one hand on their jolly old willy and are giving it a good tug because it's a group of wankers. However, here he is. Give me a bit of understanding of good old-fashioned dub housing, mate.
Yeah, it's a bit beyond me, dub housing. But Per Ubu did do a lot of interesting stuff over their career. Certainly on the fringes. No, a lot of it is not. You put them in the same box as Can and some of the other people like that. Bands that nobody listens to.
Yeah, that'd be them. That'd be them. Because I reckon after you've heard the first song on dub housing, you go, "Is that a song?" And then you get to about, I think in the third song there is something that resembles a song, but most of it I do not understand how you could sit down and listen to it unless you are really, really stoned, really stoned.
Certainly, it uses the confrontational power of
Say no more.
of electric music. It's not exactly everyone's cup of tea.
God.
It's certainly not Toto.
Let's have a little listen to this. Enjoying that, are we?
That's not bad. Look, I know this is not your cup of tea, but I would say to you, have a listen to some early Pink Floyd and tell me why you like one and not the other.
I don't like that. It's not bad. It's fucking stupid.
It's just sound effects. It's not a musical piece in the conventional sense.
It's
no.
4.5 minutes long, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Anyway.
Put it on when you're doing the dishes.
Never. Well, that's just never going to happen. Let's move on, shall we? Let's have a listen. Oh, geez, he's still there.
It was good. It was a bit of a reprise there, mate. Well done. I knew you liked it.
Drew Zing. Familiar with his work?
Not a lot, no.
Born 1957, died April 25. American rock, blues, soul, jazz guitarist. Performed with Steely Dan, and probably best known for his working with Boz Scaggs.
Probably after the period that we stopped listening to him.
His wife Katerina.
So anyway, so he passed away. So anyway, he's a good guitarist. That's all I can say. Now this is one out of left field.
Yeah.
Richard Chamberlain. Do you remember Richard Chamberlain?
I do.
Do you remember Dr. Kildare?
I do.
Now, why would we have Dr. Kildare, the death of Dr. Kildare, in a music show?
Because you do your best to be contrary as possible.
Well, what about if I say to you, Dickie Chamberlain did a few albums.
Sounds like he's got Per Ubu behind him there.
So, anyway, look, not our cup of tea, to be brutally
Really
honest.
says a lot when you cover the Carpenters.
not our cup of tea. But he was, you remember he was in Thornbirds, the Australian series Thornbirds. He was, and
I thought he was great in Shogun.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Anyway, so he was in quite a few odds and sods and did a bit of song work as well. So he must have been getting on a bit. 34, so he was 90.
Wow. Yeah. No wonder the list of credits that you've got here for him, not a lot of recent stuff.
No, look, he hasn't been releasing much recently.
No.
Not from the...
And there's not a lot of roles for really, really old guys.
Now,
Like us, actually.
Oh, God. Now, recently we had you mentioned in our last show a fellow by the name of Joseph Charles Moland II. Born 47, died 1st of March 2025. Tell me a bit about this dude.
Well, Joey Molland was a founder member of Badfinger.
Yes.
With Pete Ham, and they wrote the first bunch of songs, and I don't know who's right or wrong, but they had an argument about royalties, about songwriting credits and the subsequent royalties, and Pete Ham suicided after that. So,
but do you think he might have been a bit fragile before he had the?
I think he might be. Yeah, seems like a bit of an overreaction to me.
We need to have a discussion about the royalties, Joey. All right. No, actually, don't worry about it. I'm just going to kill myself instead.
Yeah, I think he did. Well, Joey Molland was great. He a good musician, quite old, obviously, by the time he's shuffled off this mortal coil. He was, you'll remember last episode, we were talking about John Lennon's Imagine album. And Joey Molland played on that.
Yeah. And Badfinger was actually quite a good band, but they never
were a cracker, yeah.
But they never quite got there, did they?
No, I don't understand why.
And no longevity either, unfortunately, because people died, I think.
Well, it's all of them gone now.
Yeah. So anyway, quite a good band. And we can have a little listen of Badfinger.
I'd like you to play Mariah Carey's version of Without You.
Great song, this, isn't it?
It is lovely.
Every day my mind is all around you.
Anyway.
For those who have been under a rock for the entirety of our podcast's life, Badfinger was a band at the end of the 60s that wrote very nice pop songs, and by pop I'm not using it in the dismissive term, but sort of accessible songs, love songs, relationship type songs. McCartney found them and signed them up to Apple.
He did,
but unfortunately, even that endorsement didn't end up with Badfinger becoming a stratospheric level success. But their songs did. People like Nilsson have made millions of bucks out of Joey Molland's and Pete Ham's songs. Mariah Carey again. Lots of people. Their songs crop up everywhere, and so he would have done quite well out of the ongoing royalties. Wouldn't need to work at all.
No, that's right. But yeah, it's just a great band, but never really quite amounted to what probably they should have. But anyway. Mick, I'll just need a little bit of this action, I think.
Rock news. Everybody's talking about rock news. The fat man is bringing all the news and all the views.
Michael Bolton. Remember Michael Bolton?
He of the very impressive hair.
He's got a bit of brain cancer.
That's a bastard of a disease, that one.
He's got a glioblastoma.
Yeah.
Not good. So, anyway, as I said, the Australian of the Year had glioblastoma. So I don't think the doctor, can't think of his name now. Last year. Last year's was Australian of the Year.
My local doctor, who I'd gone to for years, also just died of exactly the same thing.
Glioblastoma.
Yeah.
One thing it does do to you is kill you very well.
At least it's predictable.
Because it's a very diffuse tumour, so you can't just operate and take out that little bit of it. Yeah. You can debulk it and that stuff like that, but yeah. So
not nice.
Sad news for Michael Bolton, and we wish you and the family well over the next little while. 1001 albums you must hear before you die, Mick. by Bob, page 290. Bob Marley and the Wailers. Catch a Fire, produced by Chris Blackwell. Cover up Rob Dyer and Bob Weiner. Running time 33 minutes and 59 seconds. Chart success in Australia, nothing. Kind of attributed to being the first true popular reggae album, I think, in the Western world. What's your take on this album, mate?
Well, look, I'm trying to be very fair with this album because reggae is not really my cup of tea. I find reggae a bit samey. I do like the beat, and you were talking with your technical director's voice, talking about me popping into the microphone.
Yeah, you were.
And when you said it, it reminds me very much of reggae. With the
bass line.
The bass line and the third guitar offbeat is a popping sort of sound. Yep. Yeah. So I do find, however, not just this album, but let's keep it to this album as much as possible. Chris Blackwell of Island Records, he's very much an innovator. He not only went with reggae, but built up the profile of reggae in the UK. Never much of an American thing, because the Americans, all the Grammys go to Americans, so naturally they don't want this sort of stuff intruding.
No, good point. Good point.
So reggae was very influential, and obviously this album, appearing on Island, gave reggae the imprimatur of establishment approval. Right, so Chris Blackwell, very influential. He's also been a supporter of other people's careers, John Cale, Nico, to name two. So Island has always been viewed as the label that's willing to take a chance on both sound and artists. So I'm happy with that. This album, Stir It Up, I like. It's a good reggae song. You stir it up, little darling. Look, but I don't know if it wasn't on this album or by a perceived rebel, Bob Marley, who had all sorts of trouble with the law in Jamaica, and it seems like that type of place where, sort of a bit like the USA these days.
Yeah.
Would it have mattered?
Interestingly, he after they were this is their fifth album, but they parted ways with CBS, and basically they were broke. The Bob Marley was broke, so his manager went to Chris Blackwell, who gave him a few grand, and they actually went back to Jamaica and laid down these tracks, and then took them back to the UK for Chris Blackwell to mix. So I think he gave him like £3,000.
Not a lot, is it?
I mean, it was probably a bit more back in those days, but I think it probably would have been enough to fly back, and that's kind of about it. But yes, it became a bit of a cult record, I guess, in its time.
Yeah.
Where lots of people,
I think this
album,
album,
spliff.
Yeah. Man. I think most people are aware of Bob Marley, if not huge aficionados of their music. But Peter Tosh is also well known and well regarded in that reggae field.
Yes.
He wrote 2 of the 9 songs on this album. These guys broke the mould for reggae bands, and they were the first to be well known.
That's right.
Of reggae, not just in Jamaica or with specialist collectors, because you can find specialist collectors. Look, on this program, you constantly hear about Nico, and no one else in the rest of the world buys Nico albums.
No, so you'd be a specialist collector.
That's right. Yes, absolutely. Yes. This album and the imprimatur of Island Records really started the acceptance of reggae amongst a certain portion of the UK and Europe, and not even European, just the UK music oeuvre, if you like. The Clash did a very, very reggae-themed song, Police and Thieves. Police and thieves in the street. And in there, that's probably one of my less musical.
Came across well though.
Didn't it? I bet it did. You can edit that out, can't you, man? And there's hints of reggae sound in some of their other stuff as well, but it was experimenting with the sound. It wasn't, hey, we're the Clash, we're going to be a reggae sounding band. The Police, on the other hand, their first 3 albums were very much white reggae, as they were called. Things like a song that we're going to talk about next episode, Bring On the Night.
Yeah.
Very heavily reggae, which is really interesting in that the Police, 3 white boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Very, very white boys from suburban London.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And they're playing this reggae and playing it very well. So that's probably most people's exposure to reggae. The Police and bands like that. UB40.
Yeah, UB40, big time. Yeah. Another white group.
Well, no, UB40 had mixed race.
Oh, did they? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, they were interesting. Mick Jagger liked reggae, and he signed Peter Tosh to Rolling Stone Records. Don't imagine that he was one of their big earners.
No,
I don't think so. Jagger collaborated with Peter Tosh on some of his stuff. Again, Jagger didn't ever turn around to be a reggae artist.
No.
But Keith Richards also picked up some reggae beats here and there, and you see that appear in some of his solo work and some of his stuff with the Stones. But again, not enough to turn him down that road.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Most people, other than the Police, most people's exposure to reggae is Eric Clapton's version of I Shot the Sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really interesting. It's not on this album, but it's Bob Marley. And it really pissed Marley off because Clapton's version got all the airplay and Marley didn't. And in fact, when Marley released another single after I Shot the Sheriff, Clapton's version kept it off the air. So he wasn't very happy.
Oh, that's no good.
And all of that was due to this album.
Anyway,
so if you like reggae, have a listen to it. I find it very samey.
I was listening to today. The bass is way up there in the mix. It's really thumping. It's a thumping bass, which was probably a little bit. That was probably one of the that reggae bass beat is fairly significant in the genre.
Look, I think you're right. And one other thing occurred to me when I was having a good listen to this album is that the bass sure is their rhythm, but they use the bass the way that rock bands use bass through the 70s and early 80s, almost as another instrument, playing a counterpoint melody.
That's right.
And so reggae, this album and the few albums that followed after from Bob Marley and the Wailers, would have been a primary contributor to the use of the bass in rock bands. We've talked about Bowie's use of the bass in things like Young Americans and Station to Station, where the bass player's off there playing a different tune.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, Bob Marley died of brain cancer.
Oh, dear. We're getting a theme this episode or what? He did, didn't he?
He did. Wow. Refused treatment.
Man.
Which may or may not have been a good idea. I don't know. I don't know what sort he had.
Yeah.
One that was good enough to kill him, that was for sure.
As Warren Zevon said, that it's one of my phobias that didn't quite pay off.
That's right. That's exactly right. Anyway, Mick, let's move on. We thank Mr. Marley for his albums, and look, I quite like some of his songs. He's got some great songs out there that are kind of anthems, really, aren't they?
Yeah, but this album doesn't contain them.
No, it does not.
It's more of a precursor to some of his other stuff.
This is the entry of reggae into popular music, which then got him more famous as time went on. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on and let's talk about what you were talking about earlier, which I didn't really understand what you're talking about. But anyway, go on.
Is that right?
Oh, go on, do it at the start again. Tell me what this show's about, because I clearly haven't got a clue.
Well, I don't think those two things are the same. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Look, come on, get moving.
Become successful as a rock musician, lots of music sales, concert tickets and so on. Everybody does. Not always, and certainly not everybody.
Right.
The story that success brings popularity is not always true, And in fact, the reverse can be true because you name any top band and you can always find someone who can tell you why they're crap. In Australia, we call that the tall poppy syndrome. When you're successful, people look for reasons to bring you down. And another favourite of this program, Morrissey, he wrote a song called "We Hate It When Our Friends Become Successful." And the lyrics, he added in the lyrics, "If they're northern, that makes it even worse. If we can, we will destroy them."
You know, tall poppy syndrome in Australia is almost a sport, though, isn't it?
It absolutely is, yeah, absolutely is. I mean, sometimes it's deserved, and I won't mention any of my pet hates in Australian music.
No, but you can be a talented wanker, and
You can.
and we won't like you really particularly.
Absolutely.
We prefer you just to be talented.
Well, not necessarily.
No, not necessarily.
Depends what it's. Look, bands can be unpopular, sometimes controversial, sometimes incredibly popular. They're three different circles. Sometimes they intersect. And many of the bands that we're going to talk about today do exactly that. They're in a couple of those circles all at once.
Okay.
Likely to be a few surprises, but
Okay.
I don't think that anybody who has listened to our podcast for more than 15 minutes will be surprised that Coldplay's in there.
Really?
Yeah, I know you won't. And Oasis.
Yeah. Have you got your tickets? Did you get your tickets to Oasis in Australia, mate?
$25,000 each, mate.
Well done.
Yep.
Well
I was
done.
I was happy with that.
Well, the good news is
I paid in crypto.
I was going to say because we got all that Trump crypto, so that we shouldn't have any troubles paying that sort of money.
Yeah. I was glad to offload it though.
I've been getting into the Melania. She's got a crypto too.
Oh, right.
The whole family's getting into crypto, so I've been getting into the Melania crypto one because
Oh.
it's going through the roof.
Oh,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure she'd be doing well. I mean, if you think, well, I don't know about you, but when I think crypto, I think Melania Trump.
Well, she deserves it. She's had to put up with the orange blimp for all of those years.
That's right.
There's a few surprises in there, where we talk about different perceptions of bands, but I don't think anyone who's listened to this program for more than 15 minutes will be surprised that there's Coldplay listed in here.
We love Coldplay.
I know they're one of your favourite bands,
Big
Jeffrey,
fave,
but
big fave.
and the other one that gets a run is Oasis.
Okay. Well, you did get the tickets for the Australian concert.
$25,000 each. Paid for it with crypto.
The Trump crypto
The
we've
Trump
got.
crypto, mate.
I was going to say because I can give you a bit of Melania crypto as well, and I think Eric and Don Jr. have also got some crypto currency floating around somewhere.
Oh, I think the Eric one's called the Dumbo.
And I've got a bit of Doge there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of Dogecoin.
Yeah, that's...
Elon.
of late, it's fallen a little bit.
It's looking a little bit dodgy at the moment,
Yeah,
but you know.
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, if we pull all our crypto together, we'll get. We could probably buy a family pass to Oasis.
I think that'd be good.
Take the wives,
Yeah.
take the kids.
Yeah, and if we can get enough crypto, we can get a backstage pass and go and meet them.
Whoa!
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Watch a thump up.
They'd probably thump us.
Anyway, move on.
Yeah, indeed. A very limited number of bands appeal to almost everyone some of the time. Some bands don't seem to realise that no matter what they do, not everyone's going to like what they do, and so they get upset when people criticise them for whatever reason, sometimes nothing to do with the music. Let's look at some bands who are disliked for
Okay.
whatever reason.
Sounds good.
And look at some of the most controversial bands ever. Why?
Yep.
Why are they? Often hated, and they wore that as a badge of honour.
Yep.
Okay. So, everybody, you know that Jeff's a bit of a YouTube queen.
I am.
And in looking through the rabbit hole or the lamb hole, as we heard once,
Yes,
of YouTube, Jeff found a site called Classic Album Review, the host of which is an English chap called Baz. He's got quite a great knowledge of musical artists
Very
from the
good.
70s and 80s.
Yep.
And he's talking about bands that we love, sometimes bands we don't. But he tends to share our views of music, of bands, and people to like and not like.
And we'll put a link to this
Absolutely.
this on the show notes.
In the show notes, yeah. A while back he asked his subscribers to answer a poll to help him decide the 10 worst bands in the world.
Yep.
Very interesting result. Now,
was.
much of his response from his viewers didn't have much to do with their music, although in the case of Coldplay, it did.
Yeah.
So we're going to put the link in the show notes, as Jeff said. So let's use Baz's list as a starting point,
Okay.
because he's got some nice quotes in there as well.
Yep, let's go.
And that way, it's not just us saying nasty
Oh, that's
things
right.
about musicians.
There's
That's
lots
important.
there's lots of other people out there saying it.
Exactly. Highly successful bands that hated, I don't know is the right word, but certainly got a lot of criticism.
Yep.
The Doors.
Yep.
Now, when you look at Jim Morrison, you can see why. I don't have a problem with the criticism of the Doors, although I do like some of their material.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, some of their albums are a bit hit and miss, but I've got a couple of Doors albums, but I found them pompous as hell.
Yeah.
Absolutely pompous. And Jim Morrison, the leader in the pompous, he's holding up the umbrella that's got pompous written all over it and saying, "Follow me."
But yeah, you're right. There are some classic Doors songs, great songs. But yeah, he's just a bit of a wanker.
Yeah, you'll recall a couple of episodes back, Rob Younger thought very well of Jim Morrison, and I tried to have a dig at him to Rob, and I said that Morrison wasn't much good without Manzarek and Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger. And Rob flew up at that.
He wasn't
happy at all.
He wasn't happy with it at all.
So, because I did say he would, if without those two guys, he would have been a failed high school poet, which I still adhere to. But again, Rob, a very well respected guy in the music industry who's done more than me.
I think you mentioned the word drunk as well, didn't you, in that description?
No, I may have commented on his ability and preference for consuming lots of alcohol.
Yeah.
But Baz says that Morrison's a drunk masquerading as a poet, while Rob's other idol, Iggy Pop, is a poet masquerading as a drunk. I thought that was fair. Now, I think what happened to Morrison and the Doors was his own fault. I think he drank a lot and really drank at a level not seen until Warren's Eve on later.
Yeah,
he was pissed most of the time. When he'd do his shows, he was pissed.
Yeah.
And at the one where he was arrested in Miami in January 1969, he was drunk and angry, which is a byproduct of being drunk.
Sure.
Police claimed he exposed himself on stage, but no one was ever able to produce a photograph, video, film, nothing at all. And it's more than likely that because he was so pissed he couldn't hold his microphone properly, so he was falling over himself, and the cops were just looking for an opportunity to get him.
Mind you, if you think about 1969, it's not the era of Instagram, is it?
It's not, no. But that would have made it harder for the cops. That the fact that we didn't have Instagram, or everyone had a mobile phone to see his tackle the minute he got it out, is no reason to think that you can convict him on the word of one police officer who had an obscured view.
Yeah, no, I agree. But if he had done it today, it would be everywhere. That
absolutely,
dick pic would be everywhere,
and everyone would have seen it.
Yep.
Yeah. And you would have found it on YouTube, and we would have all seen it.
And we would have made comment on it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What was it like? Was it a nice one? What was its girth?
Thank you so much for that.
Had it been trimmed?
Oh, dear.
Anyway.
Everyone loves the Eagles.
Yeah.
They're such a nice California band, and they sing great harmonies, and they sit on stools on the stage and play acoustic guitars and all that sort of gear.
Oh, lovely.
Many people don't like this band because of the way they treat each other. They make Pink Floyd look like a mutual admiration society.
That's true.
and both bands have got a lot in common because they both believe in keeping the hatred in-house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were interesting.
The Eagles, the insults. Roger Waters, could have lifted some of their work. One of their later tours, was called "Hell Freezes Over," and it's in reference to a quote from Don Henley in an interview when the interviewer said, "Are you guys going to ever get back together and go on tour?" So Henley says, "Yeah, when hell freezes over." And Glenn Frey, before he died, obviously. He called a possible Eagles reformation a lost youth and greed tour.
Okay.
But I like some of the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of good stuff there.
I do. Same as I said for McCartney and Lennon last week. I do think that this sniping at each other is just stupid and childish.
Yeah.
Guys, you're millionaires. Get around it.
Eagles, one of the had Hotel California, one of the biggest albums ever made in the history of the world. Would have made them all very wealthy. And what do? They whinge about it. They whinge and moan, and they could just about solve world poverty. And they fucking whinge.
With some of these bands, absolutely. Yeah. And they'd rather shoot at each other rather than shoot at problems.
Egos.
But having said that, I do like some of their material, even some of their earlier material, but most particularly Joe Walsh's contributions.
Joe Walsh is great.
He's a great guitarist. Guns N' Roses, here's one that everyone can hate equally. They had one hit album, Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Well, the most obvious reason is Axl Rose. Yeah, his and for those who don't know, Axl Rose is the singer from Guns N' Roses. I've got to keep remembering to do that because I can't assume that everybody knows everything.
They're sort of more famous as themselves as opposed to the band. Like Slash and Axl Rose.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, were they in a band as well?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, Slash appears all over the place. He's on. In TV
he's not a
shows.
bad guitarist, though.
Oh, no, he's good. He's good.
if you like that sort of thing.
He's a little bit silly looking, but anyway.
But Axl Rose's voice, that shrieking chalk on a blackboard type of voice, and drugs.
Yeah, they did a lot of drugs, didn't they?
The whole band did a lot of drugs, but these two have, they could run masterclasses on how to cock up things through the use of drugs.
Yeah.
And we talked a while back about Slash's use of hallucinogenics and how he had to hide behind a palm tree in Palm Springs because he thought monsters were chasing him. And so he went straight through a glass window.
He went through a window and hid behind a maid or some bloody thing like that.
That's right. Yes. He took cover behind a maid, as if that's going to help you, mate.
Yeah, it was all very weird.
But Axl Rose, it seems to be the big problem in Guns N' Roses, according to everyone who comments about them. Even his band members consider him to be a real jerk. They've all been quoted as saying that at one stage or another. Slash, the guitarist, he left the band for a while and came back, so he must have been offered a bucket load of bloody money.
For sure.
It's common for Rose to turn up late to shows. 4 hours is not unusual.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
disgusting.
if you've paid an exorbitant amount of money for a ticket, and then you come in and you sit down and you thought the show would start at 8 or 9, and here we are, it's midnight, boys.
And he comes in off his fucking scone too, probably. Yeah.
So, again, let's look at quotes. One of Baz's viewers dubbed them mediocre and far from groundbreaking, who couldn't follow up Appetite for Destruction with anything half decent. Can't disagree with that. Totally agree.
That's
Motley
a good
Crue.
one. Yeah.
Motley Crue is sort of a more cartoon-like version of Guns N' Roses to me. They're your typical American wrestlers. Motley Crue.
The Mexican wrestlers with the face masks on. Can't think what they're called. Habaneros.
Yes, I'll get it by the end of the episode. Yeah. One of Baz's audience called them a triumph of style over substance, or perhaps a triumph of degeneracy over substance. That was just another heavy metal maniac. That's his email. Certainly, there wouldn't be any possibility of forgetting that email address.
No.
Even Baz himself, he went into. He said that his daughter liked Motley Crue. So then he went into a bit of a rant referencing Shakespeare, who talked about the pain of having a thankless child. Which I thought...
That's very good.
That's about right.
Yeah, very good.
U2.
Oh, U2.
U2.
One of my favourite bands.
One of my favourite and least favourite at the same time.
All at once. This is the perfect example for me anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I adore their early stuff.
Sure.
Up to and including... Achtung Baby.
Yeah, great album.
Yeah. So that album, Achtung Baby, is a masterpiece. Mysterious Ways, One, Trying to Throw Your Arms Around the World. The cover itself is, it's a magical piece of work. I didn't recognise the name of the designer, but the photographer is Anton Corbin, and he's taken hundreds of photos of the band, and they've all been pieced together to form the cover of the album.
Yeah, that's right.
I wonder how many people have spent a lot of time scanning all of those photos on the cover to get a look at Adam Clayton's tackle.
I didn't even know it was there.
It's there.
Is it?
So if you've still got a copy of the CD, it's really hard with the CD.
The album.
Yeah, or the album. Just look through all of the photographs, and there's Adam Clayton in the nud.
Well, that's fantastic. I wish I knew that one because I had the album. God Almighty.
Yeah. My favourite early U2 song is "With or Without You," which is and that's off Joshua Tree.
Yeah, Joshua
Tree
is
one of the best albums ever made.
That's the top of the pops.
Yeah, the song and the film clip are spectacularly good, especially the film clip about the circus roustabout, a little person or dwarf or whatever it's appropriate to call them these days, who's in love with the beautiful trapeze artist, despite knowing that she's never even going to notice him, let alone go for him. And you just watch it, and U2 didn't make the clip. They employed someone to make the clip, but they, as is the way with good management, you take the credit when someone you employ does a good job.
Absolutely.
And that is an awesome.
Yeah.
It's a tear-jerking film clip. It's just absolutely brilliant.
It's brilliant.
It's hard to say they've done anything remotely worthy since.
No.
But look, the singer Bono long ago started to believe his own publicity. And listen to some of his monologues from the stage on Rattle and Hum. Yeah, I'm Bono. I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
Then the band, they negotiated a deal with Apple to offer their album Days of Innocence as a free download. So everyone who had Apple Music or iTunes
woke up one morning
and had it there, and you couldn't get the bloody thing off. I had it and deleted it several times, and it keeps appearing.
Yes. I think it's gone now.
I think so.
It was pretty. Or actually, I don't think it was that long after they did it that they actually.
Oh, mine kept. I can't recall, but certainly longer than was necessary. 15 minutes was
like
long,
it even
long
made
enough.
it into the newspaper about that.
Absolutely, yeah. And it happened to me regularly. In fact, I've just signed up again to Apple Music, and one of the first songs that starts playing is Days of Innocence. I thought,
You're kidding.
Guys, don't you ever learn? And I compare U2 to R.E.M., who, when they realised that the music that they were making wasn't as good as it should have been, they promptly shut up shop.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Oh, look, who's next?
Who?
Coldplay.
I can't wait to be at the next concert, though. With my glow stick, rocking back and forward.
You don't need a glow stick anymore. You just put your phone up.
You just use your
the
phone.
light.
You do your phone. You rock.
There's a
back and
huge.
forward.
Look, to be fair, there is a huge number of people that loves this band.
Yeah, they're
really love them.
They're one of the biggest streamed bands on Spotify.
I know, it's sad. Friends of the program, Mark and Tim, went to see them at the sold-out show in Sydney. Was it one or a couple? Probably a couple. Another friend of the program, Josh, told me that his brother-in-law would see them twice if they played two shows.
Oh,
Oh, mate, that's just terrible. But for every fan you identify, it's really easy to find someone who hates them.
I found
Yep.
that I'm doing a bit of a gross generalisation. They played at the Sydney Football Stadium when, I don't know whether it was the last time, might have been the time before, when they came out, before they rebuilt the football stadium. I think the concert was full of people from the eastern suburbs. Just saying it.
Just saying?
I don't know for sure, but I think it was.
Okay. The car park would have told you something, wouldn't it?
It did. I didn't see too many old Commodores there.
No, fair enough, yeah. One of Baz's listeners called Dave Hipperson said, drab, depressing, makes going to the dentist a better option. How that drill can be classed as music, it's painful. And went on to say, scrotumless music designed for estate agents. Ouch.
Say no more.
Say no more. Look,
Say no more.
I'm not going to be hypocritical and argue against that assessment.
Half of the eastern suburbs is full of estate agents.
Exactly right. It's essentially what we've said. But it's a bit harsh on real estate agents. I know some really good, nice real estate agents.
Yeah.
But I don't know if musical taste is one of their is one of their renowned traits. I think listeners, look, that you already know my opinion of Coldplay, and it's certainly not the go and see them twice.
No.
It's the sort of stuff I expect to hear in Woolies.
The supermarket.
And I did.
Oh, did you?
I was in Woolies the other day and heard Coldplay playing over the PA.
For those not familiar, Woolies is a Australian supermarket.
Absolutely.
chain.
Well done. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. And if you played in a supermarket, I don't know what that says.
Like Walmart without the guns.
Absolutely. Oasis.
Hey, the boys.
I don't know how successful this band really is. I think they're very successful at self-promotion.
Yeah, but Wonderwall was pretty big, wasn't it?
One album.
That's what I mean.
What's the story? Morning Glory.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything else was.
But I think really that's where they rest on. Yeah. That's where they rested on. Then they had another album or two or whatever, and then basically went solo. And I think as solo people, they produced some of the most obscene shit music you'd ever want to see or hear.
I can't disagree with that. Nor can Adam Van Deriet from Baz's program,
yes.
Who says, lackluster cardigan rock for people who don't actually like rock music, led by two of the most insufferable whinging hacks in the history of popular music.
Now that is a great line.
Absolutely. And their solo career is basically a line of quotes about how bad the other one is.
I know.
It's just unbelievable,
I'm
boys.
I'm the talented one.
You can't both be the talented one.
And
but you can both be the untalented one.
But I'll tell you what, they are pretty mediocre singers live.
Yeah.
They need a studio.
Well, auto-tune. Thank you very much.
It's all right.
Compare that to the Pistols, the Sex Pistols. They were hated because they didn't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They didn't really do a lot of media where they ended up slagging each other. They just split up because it was all too much.
Yeah.
Sid Vicious had too many drugs.
It's funny how they only ever did one album, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And that one album that they did is such a cracker. It's a major league influential album.
Change music.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Change music of the 70s.
Absolutely. They did, when they were interviewed, they did point out society's moral failures.
And they were mongrels to interview, though, weren't they?
They used the F word more than you, which is really impressive.
And they would do it to BBC interviewers who were, can't have any of that. So they were just, and they were just bastards, absolute bastards when they were being interviewed. Who else you got, Mick?
What about Black Sabbath?
You can't knock Black Sabbath, can you?
People, especially religious groups.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
When you listen to Black Sabbath's material, their tongue is so fiercely in their cheek. That they don't believe any of this. They'd rather just have some more drugs. But religious groups hated them. They accused them of devil worship.
Ah, right.
More along the lines of Spinal Tap than anything else. In fact, Spinal Tap based that sketch about the stage show on Black Sabbath.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
And, look, religious groups, some things don't change. If you don't understand something or someone, accuse them of whatever you can think of. Someone will buy it.
But I would have thought that the name Black Sabbath would have immediately brought down the wrath of religious groups anyway.
Oh, yeah.
End of story. Without even having to listen to it, you just think, oh.
Well, they didn't. They wouldn't, of course.
Wouldn't, of course.
Yeah. Oh, they did a song about that. Well,
and
really, terrible.
Yeah, anyway, good fun. Good. They were a great band, though.
Now, an interesting one is the Stones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Rolling Stones, they had long hair, they took drugs, which in the 60s was marijuana and the odd popper, amphetamines. It was a bit of lock up your daughters. They were renowned for a bit of groupie action. But their notoriety was as manufactured as anything else. They were no more an outrageous, licentious bunch than people in the street. Charlie Watts was married with a kid, and Bill Wyman was very straight.
And Charlie Watts was always a snappy dresser.
Very well. They all were snappy dressers. They were all very smart. Mick Jagger, Michael Philip Jagger, was a graduate of the London School of Economics, which is like the Harvard of economics, and you got to be really smart to get in there in the first place, or have the money and the connections, and he didn't have that, so he had to get in on smarts, and he did that. And they're all very well aware of the fact that the hatred that they were generating didn't matter whether it was real or not. It got them airplay and it got them coverage. Jagger's regularly interviewed and has been since the 60s, and he's really quite intelligent. When he's interviewed. He acknowledged in one interview that they weren't always liked in the early days. And the crowd used to yell out things at us, like, get your hair cut.
Fucking hell.
And so Jagger answered, what, and look like you? Okay.
They were good, though.
Absolutely. Now, if people are listening to us and like podcasts, there's a podcast called that I've just listened to. I've been listening to it for a while for the history, but they've included the Rolling Stones in history, which I don't know if that's frightening or not, but it's called The Rest is History. And it talks about the Stones, their climb, their role in society, comparisons to the Beatles and how manufactured that was.
Yeah, right.
I would really recommend it.
Okay.
Go and look it up. It's 2 episodes about the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
Really very, very good. It talks about Brian Jones and what a dick he was.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And the pained anguish when Brian Jones died saved a lot of people a lot of problems.
It would have.
Yeah.
It would have, wouldn't it?
Because
things weren't really happening.
They weren't happening, and he was the Sid Vicious of the Rolling Stones, and hadn't contributed anything to the Stones for several albums.
That's right. Yeah. And he was just too off his face to do anything anyway. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah. Look,
give me another one more, mate. Maybe 2.
A couple more. Yeah.
We got plenty of time.
We do indeed. Iggy Pop and the Stooges. And we're going to talk about Iggy Pop next episode, where their Raw Power album, which I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Drugs, chaos, destruction, Iggy's penchant for self-harm, including carving his chest up with a broken glass.
Okay.
Yeah, realistically, some of this was probably true. Iggy was a bit of a wild man in his youth.
He was.
But as an established rock star, and no one seems to know this, he's quite rich. But guess what he does with his money?
What?
The reality way defies the stereotype. He's frugal, lives in a basic house. He hasn't gone and bought a country mansion with 2 pools and marble staircase up to the dining room and all that sort of gear. He donates money to musicians in hospital or down on their luck.
Really?
Yeah. He brought a big amount of land in the Amazon to protect it.
Really?
Yeah.
What a great dude.
Protect the rainforest. Donates to lots of environmental causes.
Well,
so
good on you, Iggy.
Yeah. So you never hear, it's destructive, blah, 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 blah. But you never hear the good stuff that any of them do.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Alice Cooper. Religious groups were up in arms about it, and I never could see why. I thought, it's a pantomime. He's Festifumble. That's all he is. It's all just totally made up. He plays golf.
Yeah.
And goes to church.
Yeah. He's quite a good golf player, apparently.
That's right, yes, yeah.
And he lives in...
Mr. Evil Rockstar.
But he lives in... I can't even know where he lives, like somewhere very pedestrian in the US.
Yeah.
In a normal sort of suburbia type of place, and just lives and... lives a normal life.
Yeah. Let's come back to another one.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Never been a fan of Kiss.
Not really. Didn't really get onto the Kiss Army caper, did we?
No. I like to keep my comics separate from my music, different cupboards. Religious nuts claimed they were demonic and said that Kiss stands for Knights in Satan's Service. Now, that's more creative by the religious people than Kiss.
Knights in Satan's service.
Sounds like a Procol Harum song, doesn't it? Yeah. And accuse them of corrupting children. Now, only if bloody reading comic books corrupts children. The comics that are out there are far worse than Kiss. Gee.
But you remember we talked about this last year about Kiss doing the Australian rules football competition. They did the
and 100 kids.
And the kids out there all dressed up as Kiss, dancing around as Kiss.
How appropriate. How appropriate.
God.
I find them all show and no substance. Semi-listenable tracks. Rock and Roll All Night's not a bad song.
Yeah.
But that's the furthest I can go in liking Kiss. Not a bad song. Yeah, that's all right. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but that's me. That's my job. Like all good pop culture items, icons, Kiss were on The Simpsons. They got a Guernsey. This is one of my favourite Simpsons lines. Homer's dressed up for a costume party in full Gene Simmons regalia.
Yeah.
The big devil with the bat wings and everything. And Marge says, "Homie, do that thing that Gene Simmons does." And Homie says, "What? Overstay my welcome for 40 years?"
Dad, there's a bunch of people in the community outreach center.
We'll just see about that.
One of Baz's listeners called the Foo Fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Elevator rock music. And rock music for people who don't like rock. I like them, and I think that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, not a huge fan, but anyway. They
I
have some
don't
good,
mind
some
it.
good stuff, though, I must
But
admit.
Dave Grohl's worked hard to prove that he has failings like the rest of us. With the news recently that he got another woman pregnant, much to his wife and family's surprise.
How'd he do that?
I think the biology of it's somewhat well known already.
Playing drums?
When a boy musician and a girl musician really, really like each other.
You get all whoopsie-doo.
That's right. So he's got years of grovelling and apologising to his wife.
Oh, God. What?
Poor bugger. No matter how popular he is, that's not going to change.
But he did sing with Paul McCartney.
And that's a level of success that we're not going to aspire to.
On that note, Mick, I say thank you, sir, and we will see you next time.
Bye now.
Well, that's a wrap, and thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. And if you like this, tell your friends about us. Also, contact us at mickandthefatman@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks very much. See you next time.